Team Lomachenko makes it clear that they want the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. They don't want the Shakur Stevenson fight because ultimately Shakur, he's a great fighter. He obviously has a title at 135. He's a skilled boxer. But Lomachenko and his team don't think that he's the exciting fight. He's not the blockbuster fight that Gervonta Davis is. Even with Tank's last performance being taken into account, Shakur isn't as exciting as Tank. You know, he's not as valuable as Tank from a blockbuster pay-per-view perspective. That's just the way it is. You know, Tank's an exciting fighter. It's crazy to say, you know, and I'm not trying to hate on Shakur because ultimately Shakur hasn't had a competitive fight. To be honest, you could argue the De Los Santos fight, but in my opinion, Shakur hasn't had a competitive fight, but Tank has. Yet, even in the Roach fight where Tank had a draw, he was still more exciting to the general public than Shakur has ever been. And that's taking into account the fact that Shakur hasn't lost. Shakur hasn't even had a draw, but Tank has had a draw. But still, everybody's gravitating towards Tank. They're still going to pull up and sell out arenas for Gervonta Davis, whether it's in New York, whether it's in Cali, whether it's in Texas, or obviously Vegas. Tank is going to sell out. You can't say the same thing about Shakur Stevenson. Even though Shakur, like I said, hasn't had a competitive fight. He dominates everybody. He's not the draw that Tank is. And in the sport where we're all in it to make money, you got to understand, like, they're going to pick Tank over Shakur every time when it comes to making money. That's what Lomachenko is saying. You know, of course Shakur is a great opportunity, but Tank's an even better one. If you look at the money factor, the business man in Lomachenko, he's obviously going to pick Tank every time. Who wouldn't, right? Like, it's a no-brainer. If you're looking at two guys, both of them are difficult fights. Shakur is a difficult stylistic matchup for both guys, you know, for Lomachenko and Tank. But ultimately, Lomachenko is looking for that Tank fight because, yeah, it's a dangerous fight. He could very well get stopped by Tank, you know. But against Shakur Stevenson, it's like I lose a decision and I'm not going to make as much money as if I fought Tank. So, of course, it's not surprising to see that Lomachenko and his team are in the direction of fighting Gervonta and not Shakur, because even now, especially where I'm sure Lomachenko watched that fight between Lamont Roach and Tank and said, Tank looks beatable, so he's going to have a lot of confidence, the same way a lot of fighters like Shakur would probably have confidence going into a Tank fight if they had seen that Lamont fight where Tank fought to a draw and he's not as scary looking. You know, a lot of people were saying like funny stuff on social media talking about how like Tank did this on purpose and how he just wanted to do it so people would get more confidence to fight him. People would stop ducking him if he had a bad performance. Now he's had not a terrible performance, but a draw isn't great when you're regarded as the face of boxing, right? So now I feel like more than ever, people shouldn't be ducking Tank, right? I'm not saying, you know, Shakur is ducking Tank. I think Shakur wants that fight, but I'm talking about the rest of, you know, the boxing world, the boxing fans. They're going to understand that all these fighters, now there's no excuse to not fight Tank because you've already seen him at his most vulnerable, his weakest point, his lowest point. So if you don't want to fight him now, when are you going to ever want to fight him? I'm actually surprised guys like Tio, guys like Devin aren't saying like, let's make a fight happen, come up and wait, or let's make it happen, because Tank's a big star, but still people don't necessarily want to call him out. Maybe because it's about the weight and they know that, you know, he's not realistically going to come up to like 44 or 47, but still, like, people could talk about Tank and say like, let's make a fight happen in the future, but nobody's really done that still. I think people understand, all the boxers really know that that just wasn't a good night for Tank. I feel like if we're looking at it, we're saying Lamont Roach, I feel like for his potential, he fought like a 80-85% of his potential. Tank, I feel like it was like 60% of his potential. So in a rematch, that's why I'm picking Tank. I feel like the adjustments that Tank is going to make in between, you know, this first fight with Roach and then the rematch, if it does happen, I feel like those adjustments are going to lead him to stop Lamont Roach. I just think that's what's going to happen. It was just a bad night, a lot of distractions. He wasn't focused, but not to try to take away from Lamont Roach. I just see it how, you know, I say it how it is. I feel like what I saw from Tank was he wasn't focused, and in a rematch, if he makes the right tweaks and really has the determination to get that get back, he's going to stop Lamont. That's what I think is going to happen in a rematch. But, you know, easier said than done. We got to see it happen in the ring. But let me know down below what you guys think about Lomachenko and Tank. I got to favor Tank. easily. But let me know down below what you guys think. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next Snaps Boxing video. Peace.